Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new video. So my name is Amber and today I'll be talking all about my first year on YouTube. So I'm a mixed media artist and I really just enjoy filling up my sketchbooks or half filling my sketchbooks, and I use a variety of different mediums and I just really experiment. So I kind of think like, am I just an experimental artist? Or I suppose all artists are experimental, right? Anyway, this is like the fourth time I've tried to record this intro because I just don't know what kind of artist I am and it's making me feel all weird. So yeah, I just enjoy making videos about my journey as an artist, and I enjoy experimenting with all different mediums and styles, and I'm just all over the place, I guess, but that's okay. So yeah, as I just said, I have now been on YouTube for just over 1 year, and I just thought it might be nice today to sit down and reflect on that a little bit and talk about what it's been like to have a YouTube channel so far as an artist, and also talk about like my pros and my cons and my thoughts, and I'll also tell you at the end how much I have made in my first 2 full months of being monetized. So I've been monetized since November 13th, and when this video comes out it will be January 12th. So yeah, near enough 2 full months of being monetized, so wait for the end for that. And I would just guess that I was hoping that if you are an artist who is thinking about starting a YouTube channel, then I hope that this video will help you in your decision on whether or not it's for you. So as I talk about this, I am going to show you a little process video of one of my favourite little paintings in my favourite little sketchbooks. I'll get it up and show you, or get it out and show you. Here it is. So this is in my little mini art creation sketchbook, and it's this little cafe, or the Cozy Cup coffee shop. And I did this with gouache and a bit of mixed media, and it's just one of my favourite little paintings that I did last year, and I've got some good footage of it actually, like the footage of the process, but I've never posted it anywhere, so I just thought it might be nice to share that with you guys as I talk about my first year on YouTube. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so before anything, I'll just explain a little bit about what I'm doing with the artwork. So if you've been around my channel for a while, you will have seen this little gouache palette that I'm using. It's just got 6 colours in, and I use those plus a white to create this entire painting. So when I painted this, I was really into working with this little limited colour palette, and I love how it came out. When I was painting this, I really wanted to try and loosen up a little bit with my art. I know this is not a loose painting in any way, shape or form, but I guess I just wanted to sort of loosen up with my brush strokes and try and get colour down a little bit quicker. So that's why I used the big brush for this little tiny page, really. So that's about all I will say for the actual artwork, and now I will just talk about my first year on YouTube. So I've got a little list here of topics that I just wanted to talk about, really, just like why I started my channel in the first place, the pros and what I've learned, what you might need to get started, the cons and what it takes to I wrote down what it takes to succeed, but not that I have succeeded in any way or like achieved how far I would like to go with my channel, but I think there's like a recipe for success on YouTube perhaps, and we can just talk about it. This is all about reflecting and chatting. So we'll start at the beginning, shall we? Why did I start a YouTube channel in the first place? So it's a funny one because I always knew from the very beginning of me starting taking my art seriously about 6-7 years ago, something like that, that I was going to have a YouTube channel. I used to watch loads of different videos from different artists when I first started getting into coloured pencils, and I just knew that it was always something that I really wanted to do, but I just never really did it. I was quite young at the time, and just I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, I'd really like to do that, but it's for one day and not for right now. I took my little art business in a different direction and started doing some commissions, pet portrait commissions, and then I just knew like that was not where I wanted to be going with my art. So eventually we got to last year, so it was the 13th of December in 2023 that I posted my very first video, and from then onwards I knew that I was committed and this is what I was going to be doing. I actually think I put off starting my YouTube channel for a long time because I was scared of the commitment. I'm not really very good at committing to things, and it always seems like as soon as I start on something and it becomes somewhat successful, I get bored and don't want to continue with that thing. That does happen quite a lot to me. I'm not exactly sure why, whether it's like a fear of success or fear of failure or something like that, but I knew that as soon as I started the channel that I had to be committed and had to stay accountable for myself and for anybody that watches my videos, I guess. So yeah, that was like very nerve-wracking for me, and it definitely made me hold off on starting my YouTube channel until I was truly ready, I guess. But I don't really know what came over me. All of a sudden, I just thought, this is it. I've got to start now or I'll never do it, probably. So yeah, here we are. A couple of the reasons why I actually wanted to start this channel is because I could talk about art for absolutely hours and hours and hours, and I don't know about you if you're an artist watching this, but usually you don't have very many people in your life that want to sit there and listen to you talk about art and art supplies and how delicious each watercolour is. They don't really want to listen to that, do they? So this is a place for me to just explore my craft and experiment and share the outcome and talk about the process all in one lovely little place, making friends and building a nice community around it. I've always really enjoyed sharing my art online, on Instagram especially. I've loved sharing my art and connecting with people on there. And a few years ago, I did start a podcast with another artist friend, and I enjoyed doing that, but our podcast was a little bit more about the sort of business side of things and the mindset side of things rather than talking about actual art supplies and stuff. So I did get burnt out with that quite quickly. Another thing that could have been on the cusp of some success that I gave up on, but it just didn't feel quite me. So I knew that I wanted to do something where I could talk about art and all of that sort of stuff, but the podcast wasn't really for me, and there's no lovely visuals on a podcast either, is there? So YouTube was just a perfect thing for me to start, I think. Now, I have been in a fortunate position where my art hasn't really needed to earn me a lot of money, but when you're putting a lot of time and effort into something, it is nice if it could just pay you back a little bit. So that's another reason as well why I wanted to start this channel, because I thought it might be a really nice way for me to earn money out of doing my art and by doing the art that I actually want to do. So this goes back to the commissions a little bit. There's so many different like revenue streams for artists and stuff, and commissions is one of them, and I've said it before, I was quite busy with my commissions and I had quite a few on at the time, but I just really did not enjoy that for me and for my creativity. I felt like constantly rendering a photo to look exactly the same, kind of exactly the same as the photo. I guess I did put a bit of a spin on things, but rendering in a more realistic style was just killing my creativity, absolutely. And I thought that by having a YouTube channel, I could share the art that I'm creating for me and earn from it that way. Me and my husband have definitely found ourselves now in a position where my art can really do with earning us a little bit extra money. So he's been incredibly patient over the past few years, I think because he's always known that I would do something with my art one day, and the past few years honestly have just been like an entire experimental time for me, because after sort of stopping doing the realistic art and pet portraits, I needed to find myself again. That sounds so cringe, I think, but learning art in a realistic way made it very, very difficult for me to loosen up and even know what it was that I wanted to be creating, because all I knew was how to render a photo realistically. And yeah, it's taken a long time to let go of all that, to be honest. Not that there's anything wrong with it at all. It's just, for me, I knew that that was not the direction that I wanted to take things in. And I'm not going to lie, you know, another reason why I quite wanted to start a YouTube channel was because I always wanted to receive free art supplies from brands, and I feel a little bit shallow saying that, but I'm sure I'm not the only one. That was always like a big goal of mine, was to start receiving some free art supplies from brands and stuff. But actually, I should probably make a video about this, but like ever since that started actually happening for me, and I've been being contacted by different brands and stuff, I've felt a little bit differently about it. Most things, or some things that I've been really interested in and I've wanted to take on and try out and make videos for, but other things I've just not actually felt very good about. So I will talk about that in a future video probably. Or maybe I'll talk about it a little bit later on in this video when I talk about the cons. But first, let's talk about the pros and what I've learned so far since being on YouTube. So first of all, I would just like to say that starting a channel was not all just about money for me. I had no idea like how much I could even earn out of YouTube. I certainly didn't think it would be much at all. But I thought, like, could this just be a way of earning some money really out of my art? But it wasn't like absolutely necessary. So that is not the reason why I'm here necessarily. Only a small reason. So what have I learned from starting a YouTube channel so far? So first of all, my confidence has grown exponentially, honestly. This is going to be a funny little tidbit, but I have a really damaged left pinky finger. And that actually made me put off starting the channel for a lot longer than I'd like to admit, I think. Because obviously when you're working with art and art supplies, your hands are on screen all the time, right? And I've had this damaged left pinky finger ever since I was 7 years old. I got a really bad blood infection, staphylococcus, and basically it ate away the bone in my left finger, but I'm lucky I've still got my hand, so I'm not moaning or anything, but it's just something that I've always been a little bit self-conscious about, especially when it's on camera. And I always thought when I was making my videos, when is somebody going to mention this in the comments, because I've not mentioned it at all, because I just thought if I don't mention it perhaps nobody will notice. But I did have one comment on it on my 2024 favourites video, I think it was that one, and somebody mentioned it and just said like it was nice to see it, and they hoped that I wasn't self-conscious about it. So I just thought that was a really nice comment, and ever since then, honestly, I have not been bothered about showing my hand on camera at all. It's always been something that's crossed my mind a lot, like when I'm doing it, when I'm recording my videos, but now, you know what, it just is, isn't it? It's just like I can't change it, so it's just one of those imperfections that I have grown to really love over the years myself. But when you're actually putting yourself out there and on the internet, and you know how many sort of trolls there are on the internet, then it can be a little bit worrying. But I'm so lucky and grateful for this lovely community that's being built here. That's another pro of having a YouTube channel, is you meet like-minded people who are into the same things as you, and you build this really lovely community, and that's something that I'm definitely very, very grateful for, and I always look forward to chatting with you in the comments. Another pro is I've really enjoyed the whole learning side of having a YouTube channel. So I've enjoyed learning about the video editing, which is like a whole another thing in itself. Like, you think you just do the art and you're good to go, but no, there's the video editing and making sure you get like good, interesting footage for your videos and stuff. And I'm not really there yet, I don't think. My videos have been quite simple, mostly because that's the videos that I enjoy watching the most. I don't really enjoy watching like overly produced videos with real obnoxious talking in it. I'm quite a chill person and I like to just sort of have a chat and be done with it. You know, like I'm not really interested in making too over the top videos or anything like that. I just want to share my art and talk about it. So that's something that I would definitely keep in mind if you want to start a YouTube channel, is like maybe perhaps think, what videos do you enjoy watching the most? Because if I were to make those kinds of videos with like all the fancy camera angles and zooming in and out on the screen and like loud sort of obnoxious talking, I would not enjoy having a YouTube channel at all. Like, it has to feel like you. So yeah, I guess that's just a little thing to remember. One of my favourite types of videos to watch is sketchbook tours. I love watching sketchbook tours, and 2024 was the year that I wanted to start filling up my sketchbooks, and so that's what I thought would be a great idea for this channel as well, is to make videos about filling my sketchbooks up and also just sort of tracking my progress and my journey through the art that I'm creating and all the mediums I'm enjoying at the time with experiments and things like that. I also really love watching art haul or videos along those lines. I know they are quite the topic of controversy these days, it seems, but I love an art haul, and you don't have to like buy everything that's in the video. It's just an enjoyable thing to watch, and I love seeing people get new art supplies and seeing what they're excited about, and perhaps putting some things in my wish list as well. So that's why you do see quite a few art hauls on my channel, because I buy the art supplies anyway, and who else am I going to share my excitement with other than you? Speaking of art hauls, getting art supplies sent to you or being contacted by different brands is another pro, I would say, of having a YouTube channel. You know, if there's certain things that you would really like, you could contact the brand and perhaps offer to make videos about those products that it is that you wanted. You might not hear back from them, but you never know, they might just say yes. And also, you do get contacted by a lot of different brands as well, which I have been contacted. Brands along the lines of like Ohuhu, Artex, Lightwish. Now, this is something that I do want to talk about a little bit in this video. So you do have to watch. I'm going to use these words, I think, but I don't know if it's the right words to use, but you do want to watch that you don't cheapen yourself by working with certain brands. So what I've noticed is I've had a couple of like what I would call good art supply brands reach out to me, but one in particular, which I did make a video on, called Lightwish. They sell like the Mei Liang paints and stuff. Now, they contacted me and wanted to send me some watercolours and some sketchbooks. I made the video, the first impressions of the Mei Liang paints or something like that. Something about me just did not feel good about this video, honestly. I enjoyed the paints. They were good for like a really cheap watercolour paint, but some of the pigment information was just not lining up with like actual real pigments in the paints, and when I asked them about it, they sort of just ghosted me, and I wanted to clarify it for my YouTube channel and for anybody who were interested in the paints, and they never got back to me, and so that does not make me feel good, and it has definitely made me feel regret for making that video. But I do want to go into this a little bit more in the future. So I guess that if you do work with any brands, then just make sure that it always feels like authentic and good for you, because just having that experience has made me think now that I will definitely not be so quick to like bite brands' hands off for the free art supplies, and instead think, you know, is this actually a brand that I want to work with? It can all be so exciting in the very beginning when you're first being contacted by different brands and stuff, and I definitely was just so excited, like this is what I always wanted, and but then, you know, reality sets in and it's not really as simple as that. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. And that is one of the things that I have learned along the way. So one piece of advice that I found very interesting and has helped me so much along this year with my YouTube channel is your first 100 videos you should not worry about. You should just put out your first 100 videos without, you know, worrying about people seeing them or making them as perfect as they can be. Those first videos should all just be about learning and experimenting and seeing what works for you and your channel, and just seeing what you like really, and getting into your groove with your YouTube. Now I think that I've wrote it down here, so this is my 53rd video. 53rd? Yeah. I didn't know whether that sounded right. So I've only made 53 videos, so I'm still very much in that first 100 videos experimentation, and to be honest, I think even after that I'm just experimenting all the time with everything. So I just wanted to tell you that because I have heard it quite a few times in different YouTube, like how to start a YouTube channel videos, and I even heard the Frugal Crafter, Lindsay the Frugal Crafter, say it in one of her videos, but I think she might have even said like your first 200 videos. Just don't worry about them too much, just get started, get a consistent schedule going, which I've realised is like the most important thing of sort of having a successful channel. And yes, so a really good thing to keep in mind, and something that I still keep in mind all the time. I've been putting off making this video, for instance. I've thought that, like, how can I put as much information in here as possible and not just filling it up with rambles like I tend to do. But you know, I'm just a rambly person, I think, so there we are. This is what my kind of videos are, I think. But I've been putting off making this video because I want it to be too perfect, and then I thought, listen, this is only my 53rd video, it doesn't matter, just put it out there and see how it goes. Not being a perfectionist is another big thing that I have learned with this channel so far. I am a massive perfectionist with my art, and it makes my life a misery, to be honest. And so I knew that that was something that I did not want to take with me into making this YouTube channel and my videos, because otherwise I don't think I would be able to keep up with it at all. So what else have I learned? My art supplies. I have learned so much more about my actual art materials that I use since having a channel. So usually what I would do when I sit down and paint for myself at home is sit there, get all my art supplies out, have a lovely time, but I don't really think about like what art supplies necessarily, what their properties are, you know. So what I realised is when I was making my Daniel Smith watercolour art haul video, I was actually learning all about the pigments and, you know, the light fastness and the transparencies and all of the properties of these watercolor paints that without having a YouTube channel and making a video about them, I don't think I would have actually learned about on my own, you know. So it's keeping me accountable for actually learning about art supplies and putting somewhat interesting videos out there for you to see. So accountability is another one of the, well, I would probably say the biggest thing that has impacted me so far since having my YouTube channel. I have showed up for myself, and I say myself, but it's not just for me, I guess it's for you if you enjoy watching my videos and just for the overall like health of my channel. But I have made consistent videos now weekly, and 2 a week sometimes in December, but for quite a long time, since around, it could have been, I think it was like September. So not actually that long, but I have got like a really good streak on now of making weekly videos, and the feeling of just showing up for myself and actually being accountable with this has been so lovely for me, and even at my most busiest time of the year. So September, October time is my busiest time of the year. It's the only real time of the year that I have to work near enough every single day, and my days are very, very busy because my family run a Halloween event. So that time of year is intense, and I don't know how I did it, but I literally sat there and made and scheduled like 5 or 6 videos in the space of around 2 weeks, and I was just so proud of that, and the feeling that that gives you when you are a few videos ahead and you stayed accountable for yourself, and it's just a really nice feeling. So I'm currently trying to do that again at the moment. So I've got a couple of weeks until my parents go on holiday, and we have to look after their dog, and she's a tiny puppy and I've got 2 really old dogs, so my attention really needs to be on them quite a lot, and I'm not going to have much time for 2 weeks to make videos. So I'm really trying in January to get as many videos as I can made and scheduled, and this is something that I am taking accountability for, and I really want to do this for myself to make my life easier, and it just feels good. So the accountability is a really big pro, but it also could be a con as well, which I shall get into soon. So I don't want this little section to go on forever. I've already had to extend the length of this video already, and I'm not even halfway through yet, I don't think. But one more thing that I'd like to say on my pros list is the fact that I feel like the more time and effort and energy I put into my YouTube channel, the more I get out of it. So when I've got weekly videos scheduled and I'm showing up for the comments and posting, regularly and just, interacting, and I am seeing so much more growth within my channel now, within my community here, and I'm seeing familiar faces pop up in the comments, which is really nice. And yeah, I just feel like the more energy and time you put into a YouTube channel, the more you get out of it. It might not necessarily be views and like actual numbers, but over time you definitely see a community growing, and I just think that is like the most loveliest and most important thing really, because if you're not building a nice community with your YouTube videos, then I don't really see much of a point in doing it. Without you and the community, then what else is there? The entire thing you make videos for is for people to watch. So yeah, that's just something that's really nice, is the effort is definitely rewarded, I think. And you might get a few videos that end up doing really well. Like I had my 2024 favourites video that has done the best for me out of all of my videos. I think at the moment it's on around 27,000 views, and that's like a really big difference to all of my other videos. So I think the next one down has got around 6,000 or 5,000 views, so that's a really big difference, and that one video has helped my channel grow so much in the past month. I've got so many new subscribers out of it, and just it's really helped my channel. So that's another lovely thing as well, for if you get a video that ends up doing really well, that feels really good as well. And I didn't even put that much effort into that video, so it's sometimes ones that you really least expect. And I'll tell you at the end of this video how much that one video has earned me on YouTube. So it's like a massive difference to all of the other videos, obviously, but it's just very interesting. I don't know if you're interested in like all the analytics sort of side of things, but I'll pop it all up on the screen in a bit and show you how it's gone for me this year. So let's talk a little bit now about the cons of having a YouTube channel and trying to keep up with things, etc. But I do just want to say that overall, having this channel has been a really positive experience for me, and although some of these are cons that I have on my list here, they're not necessarily all bad. So let's get started. It's really hard to get confident in front of the camera. So that's something, actually, I went back to like my very first videos and had a little look at those, and it was really hard for me to watch. And actually, once I've edited and put a video out, I don't tend to watch it again on my YouTube channel once it's already out there. I think it's just because I find it quite hard to listen to myself. Part of me doesn't mind it, but then when I watch videos from like a while back, it just makes, I don't like it. I don't like watching myself back, or, you know, listening to my voice back. So getting confident is definitely a hard thing to do, and you don't have to actually like put yourself in your videos. You could even make a YouTube channel where you don't even talk. I've seen that before, and some channels like that tend to do really well. But for me, I did want to like put myself on my videos and obviously have my voice on here because I can't stop talking. And yes, that is something that is quite hard to get over, and to just feel comfortable talking on camera, because even though I know I'm not talking to myself and I'm talking to you guys, I'm still in my room on my own talking to a mic, and it just feels weird, you know. It's very, very difficult one if you're not a confident person to get past. It's definitely a learning curve, and you just have to have a little bit of patience with yourself with this one, and also be very kind to yourself as well, because I don't think many people like how they sound on camera or like hearing themselves back. I think that's a pretty natural occurrence, so you're not alone in that, and yeah, you'll definitely get over it if you practice enough. I always feel really embarrassed when I'm recording when my husband is at home. So in the winter he doesn't do as much work as he does in the summer, and I found it a bit difficult this winter to get over like my embarrassment of recording my videos when he's at home. So I'll choose the opportunities normally when he's either out at work or just run out doing something, or if he is at home like he is right now and he's playing his video games, like he's playing RuneScape right now, and I was like, just put your headphones on and don't leave your desk, okay? Because his room where he is quite close to me, so like, I don't know, it just makes me embarrassed when he's at home and he can hear me. Another thing that I would class as a bit of a con for having a YouTube channel is it is hard work. The reason, I guess it's not really a con, because everything is hard work if you want to be successful at something, you know. You have to be consistent, you have to show up for work every day if that's something, if there's something that you want to do and you want to have like a successful YouTube channel, then it's going to be hard work. It's not just going to be an easy ride where you don't have to do a lot. You have to show up, and you have to, in my case, make the art and make the videos as well, and try and keep a consistent schedule. So putting one video out a week is quite manageable, I think, but also sometimes, just like right now, I found it quite difficult to like get back into the swing of things after Christmas, and so there's a lot of procrastination happening around here. And yeah, it's just like anything, keeping up with a schedule and video ideas, and just, you know, having the motivation to do anything is hard work sometimes, right? But this does depend on what you even want out of your YouTube channel. You might just want to do it as a hobby and as a way to sort of log your progress, or, you know, like a visual diary type of thing, and you might not be interested in getting a video out every single week. That way it would be much easier, I guess, but I would really like to earn a living out of this channel and stay consistent and just build it up nicely and put a lot of hard work and determination into it. So that will be a little bit more hard work, I guess, but I'm absolutely up for the challenge. And hard work is definitely not a bad thing. Hard work is a good thing, and it's so good for the soul, especially when you are rewarded for your efforts. Okay, so I have a couple more cons on my list, and the next one is not every video will do well. So basically, you could put so much time and effort into a video and think, this is the one, you know, this is the one that's actually going to do well, I'm going to get some views on here, and then it just doesn't do well at all, to be honest. This has happened to me a few times. Some of the videos that I've put out and I thought like, oh, this one will do quite well actually, doesn't end up doing well at all. So I would say that my one tip for this, and the one thing that I am sticking by, is I will only be creating the videos that I want to create. I won't be letting like the analytics of certain videos get to me too much. I mean, I'll try anyways, but like, I've seen people say that when they get monetized, they then start thinking about which videos will do better rather than thinking about the videos that they actually want to create. And I just want to make sure that I always stick with the videos that I want to create and not get caught up in anything. Do you know what I mean? And this also works the other way. So I've put out a couple of videos that I didn't think would do well at all, and then they ended up doing a lot better than the other ones. So it's like you can't really think about it too much. You can't really think about exactly how well a video is going to do because you just don't know. Some videos do better than others, like for instance art haul videos always seem to do better than other videos. I don't really know why that is, but it seems that YouTube do push those sorts of videos a bit more. It suits me because I do really enjoy doing art hauls, but yeah, I've had some other videos that I did not expect to do well and they ended up doing better than I expected, so that's also really nice. Speaking of art hauls, another one of my cons is you will get dislikes on your videos. Now, I don't know what I expected about this, okay? So I just thought, like, I'm a nice person and I don't mean any harm by anything in any videos. Nobody's gonna dislike my videos. And then when I started making a few art hauls and I started to get a few dislikes and stuff, I was like, oh, everything I do is rubbish. Why do these people not like me? I haven't come across bad. And you know, I am a bit neurotic, I think, and I've only got to get one dislike on a video and I'm like, but why? And I've spoken to my husband about this and he's just like, listen, it's just a normal occurrence on the internet. Not everybody is going to like what you do. But yeah, I guess this is just a little bit of a con because I just think, I don't know if I expected to get dislikes on my what I would class as like innocent videos, but yeah, it's just one of them things and definitely something to keep in mind. If you're anything like me, let me know in the comments. Would that bother you? Because I don't know why it bothers me, but it just does. I don't think I would get on well being a famous person. Can you imagine being a celebrity and you've got these bad articles written about you and all these terrible trolls online hating on you? I don't think I could possibly handle that, to be honest. But that's just me. Let me know what you think. So my final con that I have written down is it's very, very easy to become addicted to the analytics. So I have definitely seen this for myself this year. I have become completely addicted with looking at my subscriber count and my view count, and now since I've been monetized, like how much I'm earning every day, that it's definitely become a little bit too much, and I've had to bring this to the top of my awareness a little bit so I can, you know, stop myself from picking up my phone at certain times. And one of the biggest times that I recognized this was when I went to Download Festival with my husband in the summer, and it's like our favourite thing every single year. We absolutely love going there. I can feel truly myself and I'm totally in my element there. And I noticed on the first day that I kept getting my phone out and checking my YouTube app, the YouTube Studio app, and we both said about it, me and my husband both said about it, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a problem. So I quickly realised and stopped it, but like it was all what was on my mind is sort of checking the analytics and seeing how things were doing and that is not healthy. It's really, really not good, and I can see a complete difference in my demeanour when I'm like this. So I have been a little bit like this over the Christmas period as well, because I've had that one video that's done really well and it's sort of, you know, got me refreshing and looking at my app all the time, but I'm trying to stop doing that a lot now as well. But it's just something to keep in mind, because being on the phone too much and looking at these apps is not good for you. Really is not good for you. It's not good for me, doesn't do me any good, and although it's nice to go on there once or twice a day and have a look at everything and catch up with comments, it's really good to try and limit the time that you spend literally refreshing analytics. I am saying this to myself and not only to you, because it's a tricky one. It's something you do definitely have to be aware of, and if you haven't got these sort of addictive personalities, then you might be thinking like, what are you going on about? But I know how easy it is to get addicted to just scrolling nothing, to be honest. It's definitely a problem of mine. And I think that's all I can think of for the cons at the moment. Let me know if you have been thinking of any sort of cons or even pros as well of having a YouTube channel. If you've got your own channel, let me know what you've learned about doing YouTube and making videos and just like your mindset about it. Let me know in the comments what you think on this topic, and let me know if you've had any struggles as well, because I'd really love to hear more about your experience. Before we get into the numbers and my analytics, I thought I'd just include a little bit about how to start your own YouTube channel and some things that I think you might need to get started. So I do think that you could probably start a YouTube channel just using your phone. The mic is probably plenty good enough on your phone, and the camera is, if you've got like a newer iPhone, the camera is definitely good enough. And then you could edit your recordings in iMovie or CapCut. It would definitely be a little bit more difficult, I think, than sort of doing it on a PC or a Mac, for instance. I edit and upload all of my videos through my PC, and I also edit through CapCut on here as well, but all of a sudden they're starting to charge a lot of money for using the CapCut desktop editor, so it's like £20 a month now, which is a little bit much for me. So I'm going to try and start looking into like DaVinci Resolve or something like that, just another different free video editing app. But I think iMovie is supposed to be quite good for if you just want like a simple video editor. I make all of my thumbnails and any sort of graphics that I need in Canva, so that's a really nice app to use. That's also, if you want to go for the pro version, like $12.99 a month at the moment in pounds, but I do really enjoy using that, but now I'm just trying to use the free version. So another thing you would think about as well is having like music on your videos. So I found the website called Uppbeat, which I always link in the description, and that's where I get my videos from, and that's where I get my music from and sound effects to use. I don't use a lot, but I always have music playing in the background, and I've really enjoyed that. It's quite a good price, $6.99 a month, and I just really enjoy the music on there, and I find it really easy to download the music and use them in my videos, so that's a good choice. But I think in a lot of the different apps now there's like free music options, and also on YouTube itself, isn't there a royalty free music place where you can download music from? I'm not actually sure because I've always used Uppbeat, but I'll have to check that out. As for a mic, I have a Samsung Q2U recording microphone. It's just like a normal dynamic microphone, and I've had it since I started doing the podcast, and so it was nice for me because I already had quite a good mic. And also for my camera, I have a little Canon PowerShot G7X Mark II. I've had this camera for years. I got it like so long ago, before I was even interested in making YouTube videos. I just wanted like a really nice little digital point and shoot camera, and this has just been perfect for recording my videos on. So, you know, if you wanted to have a pretty simple but basic setup with a camera and a microphone, you don't need nothing too fancy. But as I said, you can really just get started with your phone. If you've got an iPhone or a newer Android phone, I guess the camera and the mics should be fine on there. So I bought like a £20 mic from Amazon. It's one of those little lavalier, I think that's how you say it, lavalier mics that clip onto you, and you put the little receiver in your phone and it just automatically connects. And that makes the sound a little bit better than just my iPhone audio, but I don't really enjoy recording on my phone quite as much, so I do enjoy using my mic and my setup this way. But it's another thing that if you're interested in starting a YouTube channel as an artist for yourself, you want to do a little bit of research before you get started and just have a look at what options are available to you. So it's all about experimenting again, and I like throughout this video I've given my opinions on things and stuff, but I'm no expert. I'm still learning every single day with every single video, and I've got a long way to go, but it's just such a lovely journey and I'm really excited to continue it. So that's it now. I have finished my painting in my sketchbook. I really hope you like it. I really enjoyed this one and I just really love the colour palette. So I'm going to take you over to a little screen recording now and I will show you my analytics in my YouTube app. Okay, so here we are on my YouTube analytics. This is like a little behind the scenes, isn't it? And I'm just going to talk you through my views and watch time and all of that, and just quickly, I won't go into it too much. And then finally, how much I have earned in my first 2 months since being monetized. And there's quite a massive spoiler on the screen right now, to be honest, so try not to look. So yeah, I very first started my channel on December 13th, so that video there is the start of something new, and that was when I posted my first video. So since then, in the lifetime of my channel, I have got 103,129 views so far. So that is, I'm really happy with that actually. I haven't actually looked at this as a whole in like the lifetime of my channel for a while, so this is nice. And you can definitely see, look, on here on this little chart, that it's sort of just slow and steady, and then when I put a video out that might do a little bit better, then I'll get a few more views, and then it'll just plateau for a bit and go slow and steady, and then it really jumps up a lot, and you can see lots more activity here on my views when I started posting every single week from September onwards. So this is what I meant earlier on by how I feel like I get a lot more out of it when I put a lot of effort into it. So my watch time altogether is 13.7 thousand hours of watch time. And if you didn't know already, to get monetized, you have to get, or to get like fully monetized where you can then start being paid for the ads on your videos, you need to get 1,000 subscribers and also 4,000 watch hours, or 10 million views on, is it views? 10 million views on your shorts videos in the space of like 90 days, which is crazy. But yeah, the watch time is 4,000 watch hours within a 1 year period. So if you don't get monetized within that 1 year, then you start to sort of lose the hours of watch time that you got before the start of the new year, you know? So I was lucky enough to get monetized 9 months after starting my channel. So I did work really hard on it, but I just think sometimes it really depends on the YouTube algorithm about who's going to see your videos and like how many views you're going to get and stuff. I don't really know how it all works, I won't lie, but yeah, I got monetized in November, so November 13th. But the same for the watch hours as well. Like it's quite, you know, every day I was only getting around sort of 18 to what's this here in June, 70 watch hours in one day, 77 watch hours in one day, and then around September time it got a lot more every single day, just because I was posting weekly really, so there was more content out there for people to actually watch. So it wasn't like loads until the one video in December, on the 8th of December, when I got 741 hours of watch time in just one video, which is crazy. My subscribers, so I so far have 3,283 subscribers, which is lovely, thank you very much. And that's the same again, I got a lot of subscribers in December, but I think when I got monetized in November, I had about 1,500 subscribers, something around that. I can't really remember. So let's talk about money, shall we? We'll start off in November when I got monetized, and honestly, to end the month with £23.37 was quite unbelievable for me. When I first got monetized on YouTube, I thought that I was going to be earning about 10 pence a day, not even that, I really thought, you know, it's going to be pennies and it's going to take me a very, very long time. I honestly thought it was going to take me years to get up to earning money that, you know, can make a difference. And by no means is this like bragging, or I'm not trying to brag or be anything like that, but I'm just, you know, sharing this experience, because I think that if you are thinking about starting a YouTube channel and it's something that you're thinking about to maybe earn some money for yourself, then this is I hope that this can inspire you to do it, because this is not what I expected. So on my very first day of being monetized, I earned £1.34, and that is, yeah, that was just like, I thought, wow, I can't actually believe it. I was like ringing everybody, you'll never believe how much I got, because even my family at the time thought I'd just be earning pennies straight away. So this was very surprising, and it sort of like stayed, you know, like 35 pence that day, and then it was a little bit, it varied every day, so it was always nice. This is nice, £3.90. So altogether in the month of November, and I only got monetized on the 13th, remember, I earned £23.37. Nothing on shorts, so that was all just videos. And this here, where it says RPM, which is revenue for every 1k views, this is like, well, obviously how much you get paid for every 1,000 views on your videos. So we'll go to December now, and it's quite a massive jump. So in December, all in all, I earned £284.57. Unbelievable, really. So the revenue for every 1,000 views there was £8.28, and I think that you get paid a lot more for your ads in December than you do any other month. Something about using the ad budgets up or something, I'm not 100% sure, but I know that you do get paid more on YouTube in December. But I was earning like £2, £1, £4, all of that, until one day when I put the video out, which was my most popular one, or my most popular one so far, is my favourite art supplies of 2024, and one day I earned £28.62. So my eyes nearly bolted out of my head when I saw this for the first time. I couldn't believe it. And the next day was £21. So this one video just did a lot better than any of my other videos have ever done, and it brought me in more subscribers than any other video. Like, look at this, in December this video earned £210.09, and then the next one down earned £15.22, so it's like just massive. And when you think about it as well, you need 4,000 watch hours to get monetized on YouTube. And this one video, this has got 5.8 thousand watch hours. So this is like smashed that goal just for one video. So that's really nice. And then going into, so like I got the 8th. So when the video first come out, it was doing really well. Every day I was getting like over £10, and then it sort of plateaued a little bit going into January, and this is where we are now. So I'm recording this now on January 10th, and this video will be out on the 12th. So far in January I have earned £48.63, and every day it's sort of been about £5. One day I had £10. So yeah, it's just been like a really nice steady curve up, if you see it. Since I got monetized, it was very, very steady, and now it's like the baseline is much higher, you know. So it's just really nice. I'm so surprised, and I feel like I'm getting something back now for all the hard work that I've been putting into this channel. And not only is it nice to be paid for it as well, but just as I've said before about the community side of things, that is really, really lovely. And without the community, well, this wouldn't exist, would it? So yeah, I really hope you have enjoyed this video, and I hope you've enjoyed having a little behind the scenes tour here. And if you've enjoyed it and you've got anything to say about it, then don't forget to comment down in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe as well. So I won't make videos like this often, I don't think, but I've definitely been a bit stressed out about this one, and I don't know why. So I hope you've learned something, and if you have, let me know. And if you're inspired to create your own YouTube channel, let me know about that too. And if you've got any tips for anybody who wants to start a YouTube channel and you've already got one, then put those down there in the comments as well, because I'm sure you can really help someone. Thank you so much. I shall see you in the next video. Okay, bye.